Yo, what is going on, guys? We are back today for another video, and we have something very interesting to be talking about. Before we get into anything, though, here is Ace just chilling in his little Valentine's Day sweater. Hey, aren't you looking very cute, sir? Yes, you sure are. Did I wake you up? I'm sorry, buddy. Go back to bed. Alright, but in today's video, we're going to be talking all about boosts. Now, we're not talking about these boosts, or these, or these, or these. What we're talking about is the rainbow boost down here. All these colorful ones. There's Cosmic and Tech and Mutant. Every class type has one of these boosts. Now, these boosts have been in the game for as long as I can remember. I started playing in 2016, and these boosts have always been there. Back in the day, the main place to get these was from like Alliance War Victory or loser crystals. Every time you had a war, you got a crystal for winning or losing, and those crystals contained like loyalty, some other things, and these boosts. Now, you know, in current day MCOC, we can just go ahead and go over to the Alliance tab in the store, and we can buy these. You know, there is a limit on some of them where, you know, you can only buy one every week. So, you know, you need to kind of stay topped off on those. These guys have no limit. These, and okay, before we get to anything else, what do these boosts do in the first place? So, you know, there's these 12% and I think 8% boosts. Those are, these guys are a little bit different. You can buy an infinite amount of these, and the way they work is just boost your special attack damage. So your special 1, 2, 3, all your special attack damage should be increased. The only thing is that it doesn't work against a direct natural class disadvantage. And the same is true for the other boosts. All these colored class ones, they don't work against natural class disadvantage. Now, that's not to say class advantage in general. For example, if you're fighting the superior class and you have class disadvantage, they will still work. It's only if it's like a mystic fighting a cosmic, a cosmic fighting a mystic fighting a science fighting a skill. When they're at the natural disadvantage, that's when they're not going to work. So, right now, you know, they're not crazy. You can't just stock up and have an infinite amount of these. You know, you need to be paying attention to these timers and refilling your inventory as needed, right? I don't think there's anywhere to purchase these for units, but let me make sure, because I know you can purchase some stuff for units, some boosts. Where is that even? For units, I'm not even sure. I never spend units on that kind of stuff, but I thought there was in the old store. You know, knew where it was. In this store, I don't even see the option to buy stuff for units. Is it not here anymore? Or can... There's no way. Man, I find this store so much harder to navigate now, but I found it. So it's here. So yeah, we have some cores for units, energy stuff for units, and then all of our boosts. So we have war boosts that you can spend units on, and then we have the power back boost as well. And these ones, like, the color is like a bit different. It's like a bit different color shade on these ones for units. They should be the exact same. You see, like, same limits and everything, but they look different here, and I've never bought any for units. But yeah, so you can technically get an unlimited amount of these if you're willing to pay a premium. I mean, 250 units for just one of these boosts, that's a lot. That's pretty steep, dude. So, you know, that's how the economy for these boosts work in current day MCOC. Now, you know, what do these boosts do? You know, these 200% and 150% ones, when they don't apply for special ones, but for your special 2 and 3 on your champion, as long as you don't have the natural class disadvantage, you restore up to 200%. So a maximum restoration of 200% of the power meter based on the damage they deal. Last 50 minutes, which is great. No effects against tech enemies, and boosts not usable in battlegrounds. So, you know, the common practice with these boosts is to throw them on with a champion that does big special damage. For example, Ghost, Corvus Glaive. Those two champions, I would say, is what really got the spotlight on these boosts. And the reason I say that as well is because, like I said, these boosts have been in the game for a very long time. It was not until I came back. I retired from the game, from YouTube for a while, in 2018 for like a few months. And when I came back, that was when Corvus and Ghost were just the two most broken, insane champs in the game. And what made them so broken was their interaction with these class boosts. You know, you go into Alliance War, throw in one of these boosts, you throw one special, and then you just keep looping those specials back, and it's insane. It's so powerful. And Corvus and Ghost really showed how powerful those boosts can be. And, you know, since Corvus and Ghost, we've had plenty of other champions that do big specials, you know, that have shown these boosts. Some good examples would be Symbiote Supreme in Alliance War with the Mystic Power Back boost. Goes so crazy. That's a good one. Who are some other good ones? Cosmic Ghost Rider with a Cosmic Power Back boost is one of the reasons why I have my Mythic title. You know, this Mythic badge, that's how you do Legend runs. You know, you use the Power Back boost. That's common practice for those types of runs. Everyone does it. I would not have gotten the Mythic title, you know, without utilizing those boosts for Ghost and Cosmic Ghost Rider, using the Tech and the Cosmic ones respectively. That's how I was going through the fights in record-breaking time, you know, because I drop a special, boom, drop another special, boom, drop another special, they're dead, if it even gets that far. Now, these boosts are insanely, extremely powerful, and people use these boosts, you know, it's a big part of Alliance War. A massive part. Some fights and assignments are created with those boosts in mind, you know, being an integral part of how to tackle the fight. And like I said, these have been in the game for the longest time. They've worked the way they've always worked the same way. They've never been changed. And now Kabam is nerfing them. So, reworked power back boosts. The various class power boosts colloquially known as power bags. How do you say that word exactly? Colloquially, it's a weird word to say. Let's see.
Colloquially.
Okay. Colloquially, I still can't say it. Known as power backs, have long allowed certain champions to trivialize both PvE and PvP content, have thus been reworked. It's a funny way to say nerfed. It's a very funny way to say nerfed. We want power backs to still feel incredibly impactful and be a consistent tool for players, but want to pare back just how powerful they are. Starting with this update, they will now be capped at 50% of the power spent on the special. If you use a special 2, you can only gain up to 1 bar of power. If you reduce the cost of a special 2, you can only gain up to 50% of the power you spent on it. To help with modernizing these boosts, we've also made them immune to ability power rate modification. This should aid in them feeling more consistent and predictable. Alongside these gameplay changes and description of the boosts have been updated and should now better match the gameplay. We feel these changes allow powerbacks to still be a strong tool, but help reduce the situations where they can allow players to trivialize encounters. If you want more info on these changes, we'll have it in the post coming for Alliance War Season 56 next season. So, yeah, man. The power back boosts have been nerfed. Nerfed pretty hard. Like, if you use Special 2, the max you can get is just 1 bar back. That's terrible. That's buns. That's so bad, dude. Like, so let's head over to the forums and let's see what the community thoughts are on all this. So, why special power boosts? Why nerf special power boosts? Just everything is being nerfed. The Sucks for me finding out this as I used the Mystic one for Serpent as using Sim Supreme, and now it's going to be more annoying. Now, this is one of the few scenarios where the change might actually be better for Sim Supreme. You know, I use Sim Supreme against Serpents frequently, and my biggest issue is I'm getting too much power. So I feel like in a matchup like that, and in some instances, you know, like some champs, Ghost is another example of this, especially when you're using her, for example, on Hazard Shift, where there's, you know, debuffs that you're phasing, turning into passive Furies. You gotta boost the correct amounts. Like we said, you know, there's 200% and 150% power back boost currently in game. So, you know, if you go for the 200% power back boost and you do too much damage, you know, you can shoot up to 3 bars of power. And for example, with Ghost, you don't want that. You don't want a special 3 with her. So sometimes you can overshoot your power and get too much. And that, for me, that happens all the time with Sim Supreme. So I feel like on that specific case, it could be better for him. I'm not entirely sure. Because Sim Supreme, the way he works as well, is he's power stealing a lot of power on his own already. So he's a bit of a weird one. But for that specific case, there's a bunch of this content has been removed from unknowns. I'm guessing these guys were just banned. I'm not on the forums enough, but it's my guess. Those boosts kind of were always a bit overpowered, for sure. But like they've been in game for like 10 years, and they've always functioned the same way. You can't just go and change it out of the blue. Like, without no warning, nothing, just no thoughts, asking the community, what do you guys think about power back boost? Should we make a change? No, just, no, we're changing them. Deal with it. Like, really? COP, this is such bullcrap. Why the goddamn F do they have to nerf everything? Most bosses now have some form of damage reduction node or inbuilt protection in their kit. Besides, they're not usable in Ever's content either, so the only place with either story or AW. Why do they have to do this? Yeah, you can't. The way these boosts work is it's based off the percentage amount of health that you're dealing to the opponent. So in Necropolis, so for example, in Alliance War, your special 2 does 50k. In Alliance War, boom, that gets you back up to 2 bars. In Necropolis, 50k on a multi-million health pool is nothing. So you're not going to get anything back. And they don't work in Battlegrounds either. So they don't work for Battlegrounds. They don't work for super long form endgame content. Let's see. Bosses like Orochi, who could be cheesed by a variety of champions with power back boost, champions like Professor X, who get special 3 and just win with the special 3 spam. I'm honestly surprised it took this long for change to happen. Kabam has disliked power back boost for a long time. My guess is Orochi was the final nail in the coffin for them. That was a long time ago. If that was the case, you know, they could have said something back then. I'm baffled how they prioritize stuff. Yeah, that's... I agree with that. Lots of comments being removed. For real. So many comments. Surely they could have locks for certain things like special boxes. Absolutely. Absolutely. They could also just make it so that power back boosts don't work with all class disadvantage. So, you know, that could be the superior class 2 on those specialized bosses. You know, they could do that. Not removed shadow banned players. You did not just try to pin the poor design of that boss fight on people using power back boosts. If BAM didn't want something like that to happen, they could have prevented it in 100 different ways. I mean, that is true. It's their own damn fault for creating an opportunity where this champ boost interaction could work, and the community dealt with the poorly designed boss fair and square. Huge. What a huge L. It feels like a sandbox and more like a single path forward in every aspect of the game now. Block Herc, no cheese, 7-star or class gates. Same rewards each month, every 3 months, 700 to 1,000 events. Use X champ or you can't do the content, etc. Champ and boss designers absolutely crush it every step of the way. But net marbles gotta get theirs. I feel like no one's really that happy about it. Rarely use power back boosts. Come on, they weren't game breaking. I mean, they definitely were game breaking when used in certain situations. You can't really say that they are. They're insanely busted, bro. Like a mythic run or, you know, a legends run without these boosts and with the boosts, like the time difference would just be astronomical. Like and the amounts of use these boosts get in Alliance War, is a lot. Massive L unless war changes. Kabam has created a scenario where players need to use power up boost in war. This is absolutely true. Like there's certain fights where you get assigned it, and it's the assignment, like, you got to use the power back boost or you're probably gonna die. Like that's the way some assignments are. There are players who will deny it and talk about it overriding skill, but sometimes nukes are your only safe answers in war due to restrictive tactics and nodes and bans too. Kabam wants to take such a decision. They need to have a plan to change the node that rely on these boosts, especially with war. There definitely needs to be needed that nerf war mode is trivial with them. At least you're still getting 1 bar. I have never said this, but this may actually be worthy of some level of comp or rank down. So many champs are really hurt by this interaction. Any champ with high guaranteed crit rate, heavy prowess champs, reduced power cost champs, a lot of champs that were ranked specifically for this interaction. I can agree with that. Like, some level of compensation, I completely agree. And like I said, they just dropping this out of the blue after a decade of them functioning a certain way, certain and same way. You know, I've spent lots of my loyalty, you know, my Alliance War resource just on stocking up on these boosts. Like, you can see my boost storage right now. I got a healthy amount of, like, all of them. It's my goal to always stay topped up on these, because I never know what I may need in a particular situation, you know, depending on who I'm using and everything. So, like, you gonna compensate me for spending all my resources on this Kabam? Like, I don't want my loyalty back. You can keep that. I'll take some units. Give me like a couple hundred units per boost. You know what? Yeah. You know what? Give me the unit cost on every single one of those that you're selling them for in the store. If you're gonna nerf my boosts, you know, I want at least 250 units for every single 200% power back boost that's about to get nerfed. Give me my units. Give me unit compensation if you're just going to change the way these boosts are that are mine and that have always worked this way. You know, I want to see something. Don't just nerf my boost and give me nothing for it, bro. No. Need some compensation. Give me some units, at least. Unit compensation for each and every single boost. And give me a rank down ticket too. Let me rank down any champ that I want because of this. Maybe, you know, sure, I'll take that. That's what I want to see. Units and a rank down ticket. That'd be great. Then I'll be happy. But yeah, guys, I wanted to cover this topic. I really am curious to hear your guys' thoughts, my community's thoughts. Drop a comment. Let me know what you guys think about this. Do you think it's a big deal? Do you think it's a big nerf? Do you think there should be some compensation? Do you think it's not a big deal? Let me know what you guys are thinking. Yeah, that's my thought, my take on all this. Hope you guys enjoyed. You know, like, and that's the thing. Like, these boosts were fun. They're just fun to use, fun to watch gameplay. Definitely powerful, but a lot of times powerful things are fun. So, you know, this is just annoying. So, hope to hear more. Hope Kabam has some compensation planned. We'll have to see. But yeah, that's going to do it. Drop a like, guys. Enjoy the video. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a great, wonderful day. Peace.